Yeah. All right. Well, one way or another, we're in a good spot.
You customized quite a bit.
Yeah. All right.
So this is your new level. It
Oh.
is a giant teddy bear. I knew it.
Yeah, but it's cute, kind of. Not.
No, it's horrifying. It's lost an eye. The stuffing
Fine.
is pouring out of it. It needs to be fixed.
Poor bear. All right. Attachment. It's got to be attachment.
Watch it be a poor bear who, yes, was a beloved child's first toy. And, you know, inevitably over the years, it does get damaged. It does get soiled and thrown out. Just the profound sense of abandonment, grief, and loss. Yep.
Could be.
Appears to be lost in thought, forlornly gazing at the stuffing that pokes and spills out of its seams.
I feel like there's going to be lore as to why it didn't get fixed.
The picture in front of it is the only thing that matters? Where is the picture?
Huh. Begins to mend it. It doesn't react.
Remembers the birthday party of that wonderful 7-year-old girl. It waited to surprise her inside a large and colorful box.
Okay. So I'm going to try insight and... Oh, we can't even do repression. Okay, so I can't get any more of those. Oh, but I could get another ego weapon from here if I wanted to. We'll leave that for later. They back to normal? Yep.
But no, that bear reminds me of... It was Toy Story, right?
Yeah.
But specifically more Toy Story 2 with Jessie. I thought that was very sad. You know?
I don't remember that well.
It was when Woody was kidnapped by a collector who wanted to give a full... Oh no! They're smothering them to death! Oh no! Help! Ah! What did they do wrong?
Apparently attachment work.
No, you don't want to do attachment with a creature that... You know what I mean?
Well, let's find out. We might want to reset the day.
Can you consult with me before you choose what method you're going to be using with the creatures?
We'll find out.
Because I would not have suggested attachment, considering it is a very clingy bear.
I figured it would like attachment, but no, it gets to attachment.
Uh-huh.
And then it just chloroforms you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they look happy. Okay, it does not like instinct.
Mm-mm.
Oh boy.
No, it's no thought, all emotion.
Oh boy, this bad.
Oh no.
Okay, we might want to reset day. Let's not do that. Retry the day. Hopefully I don't have to redo anything. Oh, I'd be super upset if I have to
redo all your customizations.
Okay, good. I don't have to do anything. We're good. Begin management.
Well?
Okay, bear. So we do not do instinct. I guess try insight next.
Wait, you did instinct with it? Was that what made it go
Instinct
berserk?
was the hella bad.
Okay.
Okay.
And you don't want to do attachment.
We want to do an attachment with the old lady.
With the old lady, yes. Loves hugs. Memories began with a warm hug. Yep. This one looks maybe a 50-50.
This looks promising.
Oh, no. It seems to be a little bit more favorable.
Okay, so insight. There we go. Okay, we're good.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So there was some person that had stolen Woody because they wanted to put a complete set of Woody, Jessie, and the old man
I don't
into
think
a
he
museum.
was stolen. I think specifically with Woody, he was put in a box by accident, then picked up and then sold to a collector. And the collector was going to fix him up and then put him in a museum.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got two options here. We could go for insight just to confirm, but I think I want to go for the managerial guidelines.
Sure. Xavier died of asphyxiation after working with it multiple times in a row.
So we have to alternate people.
You have to alternate. So it can't become too attached to a singular person.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say. So, yeah, Woody obviously grew up well beloved.
Yeah.
Jessie, unfortunately, she was loved up until the girl that had her outgrew her, at which point she was set aside. And then in the case of the bearded old man who, I forget what role he had in the town, in the fictional world that Woody and Jessie were a part of. But was he the prospector or something? He was just disliked. You know how there's always a toy line of superheroes or something, and there's always the least popular one that no one wants to buy? He was definitely that. Because, you know, if people wanted to buy those toys, they would have bought Woody or Jessie. Why would they choose him? I mean, when I had toys as a kid, it depended on what I was playing with, but it was always good to have a mixture of heroes and villains, so you tended to get more heroes than villains. But I always felt bad because with my Bionicle, I only got the Toa. I had nothing for them to fight against. My friends, though, they got everything. So they had all of the various creatures that Makuta had summoned and such. The Borok and all that. It was cool. I miss those.
Yeah, I'm actually really quite surprised that we haven't gotten any more Bionicle series from Lego. Because I feel like they could almost just do a reproduction and rerun with all of the same like usual ones. Okay, Fairy Festival.
I would also just love it if there were ways to get some of the parts so that you can continue building your own characters and creatures with them. I know that there are whole communities surrounding making these modded toys.
Wait, Lego is doing a new Bionicle series, pretty sure? Oh. Like, I know there's a endorsed fan game, but no, I'd just love for them to kind of reboot it with the story. My one big issue with Bionicle is that a lot of this stuff was not generally available, so I wanted to watch the movies, but I had no idea where to get them.
You had to pretty much get them on VHS or DVD. Though wasn't the first one, was it released in theaters? But only the first one.
Maybe? I didn't hear too much about it. I knew they had the comics that came with them.
Oh yeah, there were comic books.
But
that came with the... I think they only came with the ones from the later series, though. So they did have their own comics. That's another series in which I'd memorized their alphabet. It was actually... It was a nice one to use because all of the letters were circles with lines and circles within those circles. And they would vaguely be placed in areas that would align with
help me remember,
English
by the way.
Yep.
With the characters I'm sending here.
You have to alternate them?
I have to alternate them. And if I mess that up, things get really awkward.
Does it have to be a new person each time, or does it have to just be non-consecutive?
Non-consecutive. So I can alternate between two.
Okay.
At some point, I'm probably going to move one of the characters from here down.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, you haven't sent anyone to the tree, right?
No.
You can just leave it
At this
alone.
point, I don't need to touch the tree.
So it's interesting. There are just... You have all of these creatures.
Oh, you're right. There is a log in the bottom left. Oh, that's big. Okay. Thank you.
There's a creature... you have all these creatures, but you're not generating any energy from them. Is there a point to having so many?
Containment also, I guess. Realistically, so if you do notice that the energy requirements have gone up a little bit,
So you would have to work multiple of them if you want to get
Yeah.
them completed in a... Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Oh, so attachment is correct. It is actually better to do attachment work with this thing. Kind of. Alright, good to know. Sorry, so what were you talking about?
Oh, just about abandoned or lost toys.
Yeah.
Or toys that have been thrown away. I hold on to, or at least my parents are holding on to, a ton of my childhood toys.
Oh, right, we were talking about Bionicle. That's what it was.
Well, we were talking about Bionicle, but we were also talking about abandoned toys like the teddy bear that is currently very clingy and desperately wants companionship again. But I've held on to a lot of toys, not only because of the memories that they bring about. I find that I associate a lot of memories with objects. So to me, objects are really important. And I know that it kind of clashes with, you know, minimalist ideals of, you know, having less clutter and, you know, but the thing is, I see these old things and I remember all the experiences I had with them. And even things in the periphery about the sounds, the smells. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
About when I would play with them, you know, because I could just get transported back to being 6 years old or something and remembering what times were like then. And about the stories that I created with those toys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just all comes back. But also, they just don't make toys like they used to. Toys were great back in the 90s. They were so well made. I love them. Now it's kind of hard for us to go into toy aisles and see what's available and go, ouch. You know, this is what they're offering kids these days. I think the quality of Legos and the Lego Technic stuff, though, has remained the same, if not become better over the years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lego has always had a pretty high quality, as far as I'm concerned. But it feels like,
Ooh, that was a gross creature.
It feels like Lego is one of those few products that truly has universally improved over time.
Whereas I find things like Hasbro toys and Mattel and, you know, other things, they've slid downhill. When it comes to articulation, material quality. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Enough. Okay, so oh boy, yeah, instinct is hella bad with this thing.
People are saying Transformers quality is trash versus 10 years ago. Oh, I hear you.
I don't know.
I have
Transformers quality, I think, peaked in the early 2000s. Not even 10 years ago, but like it was
Beast
Transformers
Wars
Armada was about where they stopped. Whoops.
The Beast Wars Transformers figurines are amazing. Amazing. I specifically collected Transmetals because I absolutely loved the mixture of chromed plastic, rubberized, they had like a very flexible rubberized plastic that was really cool, and then you would sometimes they have even little bits of metal components. It wouldn't be like complete die-cast metal like you can get with some of the special edition Transformers, but those were just insane, highly detailed, highly sculpted, and transforming them between animal forms and robot forms, because when they made the television series, they took care to make sure that the 3D models transformed in a realistic fashion, what they could actually do is use that as the basis for figuring out how you could make them transform with the toys. Or I don't know. I wonder if for that they had conceived of the toys first and how they would transform and then told the animators, hey, this is what you have to do. Or if the animators figured out something that looked nice and then they were able to apply it to the figures when they transformed.
Ooh, that is tough. Let's see.
But in any case, those are just awesome. And yeah, I look at Transformers now and I go, ugh, no, those plastics look really bad, and these also look very flimsy.
So, had the question of, are we doing this until the end 100% so we get the story for Library of Ruina? Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how far we're gonna go. There are two big problems with any long series with us. Largely just, the longer it goes, the less people are willing to watch just because. There are a couple of exceptions, but usually views drop off kind of slowly.
Have you gotten more lore about the teddy bear?
So we're very close to getting teddy bear lore.
Ooh, yay.
But I gotta remember to keep feeding grandma here.
People have been asking about the story. I mean, I don't believe we've really experienced much for story so far.
Currently we're just a really cursed power plant.
It's a really, yeah, and the administrator and the co-workers, the underlings, you get the sense that there's obviously moral quandaries with this entire establishment, but then trying to gauge how you respond to it, whether or not you're willing to exploit people to produce the energy that's needed for the benefit of the company, but then also, how do you balance that with civility and compassion for your workers? And it's just, and they definitely seem to be ruthless.
Yeah, well, I think they're AIs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got that one.
So I don't know. We'll have to see how it progresses, but I really don't know how this will end in the sense of, do you create this immensely stable system using these beings? Do they all escape and wreak havoc upon the world? Does the company get outed for what it's really doing?
I know things go kind of weird in regards to Library of Ruina.
Mm-hmm.
But, so the one thing I will say as far...
teddy bear!
Yep, so we can get the lore. Let's finish this quick. And then we can do teddy bear stuff.
You've been making sure to alternate them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, is the old lady unhappy?
We haven't been working her particularly well. Because she's non-threatening. As long as she's worked, there's no, downside.
The problem is if she gets immensely lonely, the next person that walks into her room, they die,
We already did it. No, if they have too low of a sanity stat, the max SP, so if it's below 50, then they go insane. But I can, I have some characters up here that I can just send in. Oh, right. That's the weird character that got clowned. But still. Okay, so non-escaping, so that's great. We don't have to worry about this. So actually, the bear is not bad except for the alternating inconvenience.
Ooh, please refer to the old letter document
for
more information.
Okay, how do we look at lore? Where's the lore button? Ah.
Oh.
Oh, right. Here it is. Story records.
An abnormality that resembles a large, raggedy teddy bear, Raggedy. I suppose that you get Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
Usually I just see Ragged, but Raggedy makes sense. It's missing some fur and only has one eye. The old ribbon around its neck hints that it may have received much affection from its previous owner. There is a name on the ribbon, but it is too tattered to be discernible. It seems that it knows that it has been abandoned and looks dejected. Excerpt from counseling log. I think this is a do you want to be the guard or whatnot?
No, I'll let you do it.
Okay. I was on the night patrol. I didn't feel the need to pay attention to Happy Teddy, since it was harmless for the most part. I just looked inside the containment unit to check on it. Teddy, I was about to say Teggy because of the hugging came afterwards.
Yeah.
Teddy was hugging someone tightly. I thought it was Redacted, the employee who was in charge of Teddy for a while, working late. But something was odd. I entered the unit and called Redacted's name, but they didn't answer. I immediately pressed the emergency button to call in reinforcements. Turns out, Redacted had been in a coma for 8 hours. They were in Teddy's arms the whole time. An old letter, stamped with Rejected.
Give me a second. Let me just... There you go.
Remember what was written in the employee manual? Do not have personal feelings towards abnormalities. At first, I didn't get what it was supposed to mean. Does it even make sense to develop any emotion towards those monsters in the first place? It's okay. They are monsters. Between the two of us, we can tell them that. Happy Teddy Bear was the second abnormality you took charge of. I guess you must have thought that not all abnormalities are monsters after seeing it. The figure of an old abandoned teddy bear may have brought up old memories of yours. Teddy seemed to like your hugs. Yeah, it would actually produce more energy when you were around. And in no time, they put you in charge of Teddy. You probably felt some kind of responsibility for it, right? I started getting worried as you visited Teddy's unit more and more often. It felt as if you were visiting an orphanage for volunteer work. It seems Teddy saw you as its new owner. Maybe you'd have been happy to hear that, but you see, Teddy never wanted to be separate from its owner ever again. You probably always promised that you'd return, but it couldn't understand. I heard that you miraculously survived, and that they spent an hour trying to separate you from Teddy's embrace. Though others may forget about you, I will always remember you. May there be a miracle. Ugh.
Yup. Alright. I think we're good. Day is complete.
But yep, see? An abandoned teddy bear that desperately wants to be loved. I knew it.
Oh, right. Here we go. So the one problem is we do not have enough E-boxes to manufacture anything. Pretty good weapon.
Have we been getting very lucky with having non-escaping entities?
So far, yes. I think there was Popode, but we
decided not to choose
we
Popode.
undid Popode.
Did Popode turn into the muscle-bound monstrosity?
Yes.
Ugh. I mean, I would say I'd be surprised, but after seeing just the sheer number of monsters in all the Pixel Final Fantasy games that were just bemuscled creatures, with, pectoral muscles and huge torsos, abs up the wazoo. Wonder, why aren't you reacting to that? Are you
sorry,
thinking
I was
too
trying to
intently?
figure out who to send next.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Did you send the wrong person?
Yeah. Give me a second. When was the last time I was happy teddy bear?
Oh, no.
Usable mind, so...
Usable mine was with the teddy bear.
There we go. Yeah, Final Fantasy, like, the old Final Fantasy Pixel remasters have some very strange, very strange characters? Or characters, enemies? Like, there's, I want to say 2 and 3, just half of the, enemies that you can deal with are all just extremely burly, naked dudes made out of rock most of the time. Or, like, ogres. It's weird. And it's kind of one of those trends where you look at and you're just like, somebody in the art team just really wanted to draw burly dudes and just went ham, and whoever was the art director was just like, yep, cool. I'm fine with it, but it's odd. New ordeals inflict pale damage. 1. Oh, that's good.
So at this point, you're just trying to accrue more.
Sort of. What I wanted to do specifically, is I don't want to do another meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to go for 2 more times on Happy Teddy Bear, and then bail.
Wait, why did you choose attachment?
Because attachment work is fine.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it killed.
No. So it likes attachment work. The big issue is you have to alternate. It does not like instinct, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Happy New Year's for anybody on the East Coast.
Yeah. It's not New Year's for us yet.
No, we got 3 hours. Someday I've got to return to my old New Year's tradition. Back when I was a kid.
What was it?
Stay up till midnight playing Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. Which is one of the old like Westwood Command and Conquer Red Alert games. My brother and I would play those. I'm not going to say relentlessly. We loved the Red Alert 2. I guess Red Alert 2 and its expansion. We never beat any of their other games, except for, I guess, Red Alert 1. But for whatever reason, our tradition was to try and beat Tiberian Sun on New Year's, and that was like the only time we'd ever play it.
Interesting. For us, it was always watching the ball drop, maybe having family friends over for, you know, a nice dinner. Us kids would have sparkling wine. It's not sparkling wine. It was the sparkling grape juice.
Yeah.
That
kind of pretend it's wine.
Pretend that it's wine, and then the adults would have wine or champagne. But the funny thing is, as an adult, I'd probably still take the sparkling grape juice.
Yeah. I'd be fine with me, but the problem is if you drink, you're sleepy, and staying up till midnight, like some people like us are night owls, so it's not so bad. Like yesterday, I
really love
like,
sparkling grape juice.
a small glass of mead, and I was flagging by the end of Final Fantasy XIV. I was just did not want to continue. I wanted to go to bed.
Yeah, we watched the ball drop on television. You don't like doing that, but I suppose we're playing games. Which is fine.
My thing with the ball drop and a lot
I'm
of
wondering
like
what it's looking like right now. You can't have a bunch of people together in close proximity.
They
like
said
that, right?
they were just going to continue on anyway.
Really?
S rank.
S rank. Well, I mean, you didn't lose anyone.
Yep.
No
Didn't
one
lose a
was
single
smothered to
person.
death.
Well, we did the redo.
Right. But now we must choose a new monster.
You drink
Abnormality.
regularly. Alcohol is a stimulating effect. It's irregular drinkers who do the suddenly sleepy. Ah.
Okay, so what do we have here? The tree simply reaped from what it sowed. This bracelet shall not forgive those who hold greed in their hearts. Thus it must only be worn by those in true need. And now everything will be just fine. Ew, so that's the middle one sounds like another item.
We might want to figure out what all the devices are.
Mm-hmm.
Unless all of these are devices.
The tree reaped from what it sowed. You see, that's the thing. That one sounds very similar to the cherry tree, but very ominous.
Yeah, I've got a healthy distrust of trees at the moment.
So I would say I'd go with the middle one or the right one. The right one, though, can you read it again? Everything will be just fine.
Yeah, now everything will be just fine.
That is usually keywords for everything is far
These
from
might all
fine.
be devices. Yeah, so I guess all of these are devices. Do we want to go trees?
Wait, I thought you said you didn't want trees. What's the middle one again? Shall not forgive those who hold greed in their hearts. Thus must only be worn by those in true need. But how would you determine which of your people could wear it?
Don't know.
I'm really intrigued by the bracelet, but
Bracelet.
Manager, among these 3 letters of the alphabet, A, B, or C, which would you select? That's interesting.
C.
Well, I mean, yeah,
C for me.
I suppose your last name starts with, or your first name starts with C, and my abbreviated name starts with C. And then, yeah. When I was a kid, I was in House B for our middle school houses. Did you ever get put into any houses or groups?
Yeah, it was like gold and silver class or something like that.
Huh, interesting. Gold and silver.
I don't think I was actually slotted in because I was the new kid. And they're just like, you're just kind of in between.
Huh.
Which made it really awkward to have friends because everybody was...
For us, it determined what kind of classes you were zoned into, what parts of the building, too.
That's specifically how it worked for my school, but they just, like, did not have a good plan for slotting somebody into a new group when I moved in. And then, because that was 7th grade, and then 8th grade, you were just supposed to have whatever your last class was. And since I didn't have one, they're just like, well, whatever, here you go, here's your classes. And I'm like, well, this is stupid. That's fine. I don't know. What do you want to do, A, B, or C?
I mean, I like the appearance of C the most. I understand.
Okay.
So you picked one. Good. Now please listen carefully. All right. The letter C. Not a bad choice. Persons who select C believe that the process is more important than the outcome. Therefore, they're good at planning ahead and enjoy change. They'll be able to gain insight and attain inner growth without being confined by the rules. This is a new pastime among the employees. I find it rather uninteresting. There is no scientific basis behind the observations, but is admittedly a little fun to waste time with these tests. Oh, so it's one of those things where you just select a favorite thing and it gives you some kind of personality.
Guess so.
Yeah. You know, maybe I could imagine whether I would have been this kind or that kind of person if I were human. It is too odd for me to think about that. Or
is it too odd for
me to think about that? Yeah. Interesting. Well, for her, I suppose her decisions would be determined by logic, at which point it's not really she doesn't count it as a decision that...
The letter Z. Huh. Zoo. Or... Oh, ox. Hey. Oh. Hey, that's cheating. That's not a place at all. It doesn't count. Oops, I didn't know you were here, Sephora. Yes, odd sir.
Oh, interesting. So there are employees that are not pictured.
I didn't notice.
Sorry, I know we aren't supposed to slack during work hours, but he insisted we...
What? You started it. You wanted to get back at me for last time, remember?
Shut it, you dork.
I'll think about the appropriate response for this case later. You two focus on your work.
Of course, Sephora, sir.
We're sorry. Looks like word chaining is starting to become one of the more popular pastimes here again.
Word chaining?
You happen to enjoy word chaining, manager?
Yasad begins to get lost in thought. Oh.
James, you know you can't enter the cell for work when your mental corruption level is above 80%. It's against the rules. Yeah, I know. Just this once, please. You know what happens if I fail to finish the assigned work regime? Besides,
regimen? No, it's a regime. You're right.
It's probably regimen, just a translation issue. Besides, you know how Sally went in at 82% one time and came up fine, and I'm only at 81%. Please? Come on, what are friends for? Act so strict and the employees will end up isolating you. It'll be lonely. Just kidding. Even if all the employees were to hate you, I'll still be your playmate. You know that the word playmate has no place in this corp. Whoops, my bad. Anyway, can I please get to work now, my lord Yasad? Don't worry. Don't forget that I cut you some slack yesterday when we were playing Word Chain.
Oh.
fine, but just this once. And make sure to take a psychological examination right afterwards. You bet. Thanks, Yasad. See you in a bit. And he died.
Yeah.
At times I see hallucinations when I change my clothes. Through the clothing I can see my skin covered with festering boils.
Ooh.
Of course my body is perfectly fine when I open my eyes. It's come to a point where I've begun to find the sight of my normal skin strange and unnatural. I cannot help but ask myself, why is my body intact? Why is it not rotting? I've asked the other Sephiroth about those visions, but it seems I'm the only one who experiences this. Oh right, I forgot there's missions. Would you like to expand the information department and prepare for management? Sure.
Oh, did you do the insight ones?
Yeah,
last time?
I think we just stumbled into it anyway.
So what do you need this time around?
Oh.
Abnormality countermeasures manual.
I think I want to make clerk stuffer. Because I think we already have this.
Okay.
I think this might just be the amount of damage. I don't know. But manuals...
Yeah, reducing fear.
Yeah. Manuals that thoroughly describe countermeasures for the abnormalities will be distributed to the clerks to reduce their average levels of fear. Okay. Oh, I see. It lets you see the damage that gets dealt in numbers. So 6 attachment works. Oh, we can hire a new person. Hello, SDMD. Customize. Okay. Let's just randomize until we... Oh, that last one was actually kind of good.
Why don't we have some yellow hair if we can get something like that?
Sure.
That was actually a really interesting one.
Which one? With the curlies?
Yeah, the curls. I thought it was funny.
This one?
Yeah.
Not with that back hair, though. Really high ponytail?
We already have someone with a ponytail, but I suppose that one has curls. Oh, that one looks cute.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay. And yellow. That's about as yellow as we're going to get. I'm going to take the green
Lower the
down.
red. Put up the green and lower the red. Oh, no, that just makes it green.
Yeah.
Aw.
Go with brown hair. Go with that. All
Okay.
right. And in that case, we might want to graduate one of these characters. Okay, so Lord KO.
You don't need someone on the second level?
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying we might want to graduate a character.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, maybe I'll keep Lord KO up here for the time being. Because we got to go level that Justice. Because it's a little too low. I guess actually Justice might just be
those two
attack
get-
and movement speed.
They get the teddy bear ears.
Yeah, they got the bear ears,
Mm-hmm.
which gives bear ears gives SP +4 and attachment work success rate +3%.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, it's bear paws on the head, which is just confusing, but is what it is. Okay. Let's see. Also, thank you, Revenge, for the 3-month resub. SDMD for the 27-month resub. Mighty Poo Poo for the 16-month resub. Oh, there. Nice redacted right there. Ha. And Suplad. Now, this is a game I've always been interested in, but I've yet to get. Are you enjoying it? It's good. We put on some mods to make it a lot more palatable. Specifically,
Otherwise, it'd be frustrating. Our characters would die constantly.
Yeah, specifically, it's a very heavy, like, management game where you're paying attention to various requirements and making sure that you're setting the right character for the right task. But there's always a very high chance that one of them is just going to get insta-killed.
Well, you also don't know the nature of the abnormalities that you're working with until it's too late.
Yeah, so sometimes it's trial and error in the beginning, and then after that it becomes easier once you have all the information you need. And so we just got some mods so specifically we won't have to grind as much, and we don't have that random chance of failure, which I realize cuts down on some of the authenticity of the game, but at the same time, it makes life just so much easier. Oh. I didn't notice this. Clerk benefits. Increases success rate for all agents. And temperance for the department's agents. These are actually kind of neat.